Welcome back to the Mrshowtym podcast. Uh, this is a review of the Springboks versus All Blacks game number one of the Rugby Championships 2022. And boy, oh boy, ladies and gentlemen, that was not the All Blacks. I mean, this is the first time ever me seeing the All Blacks play like a tier 2 nation. It was like, wow. And I started watching rugby in 2011. And I've never seen the All Blacks play such sloppy, uncertain, just no structure of attack whatsoever. The All Blacks, like, wow. Now, I know I did a video like a couple of days ago titled "The All Blacks Are Not in a Bad Place." I'm still sticking to it. You know why? Because the All Blacks haven't yet succumbed to a defeat to the likes of Italy, the likes of Japan. Okay? I mean, tonight the All Blacks played worse than they did against Ireland a few weeks back. Tonight they really had no ounce of structure, game plan whatsoever. Now the Springboks, started very strong. Some might say it's too strong for our own good because Faf de Klerk was, a little too aggressive with his defense, with his tackling, and he suffered a head knock on Caleb Clark's knee, his thick, big knee, or quad muscles. And, the Springboks were just like in their faces. And then Faf de Klerk had his head injury, and I was kind of worried as to, okay, is that going to be a confidence killer with the Springboks? And no, not at all. Not at all. The Springboks continued that momentum for 80 minutes. Special shout out to, major congratulations to Malcolm Marx for his 50th Test match. I was kind of wondering that, okay, are we going to win? Because, the Springboks tend to lose their milestone matches, if one of the players will have their 50th or their 100th. I was kind of hoping that, okay, we'll get a win again. And congratulations, Malcolm Marx. And he got he put on a man of the match performance. And rightfully so. But now, there's the question. Marx, why were you waiting for, your milestone match to put on a world-class performance? Do this often, okay? And I genuinely think Malcolm Marx should, start from now on. I know this whole thing with Mbongi Bonambi trying to putting him and starting to, symbolism, quotas. Ladies and gentlemen, we don't have to do that. Put our best players at face value, on the front foot. I think Malcolm Marx should start from now on. And instead of Morgan Bonambi, we bring back Aka van der Merwe as our reserve hooker. Because he can run, he's agile. Aka van der Merwe is our Dane Coles of, South Africa. He's agile, he's a little bit more slim built compared to the other hookers. And he can run, he's agile. Right? Lukanyo sir, take a bow. Nomzana, take a bow. That was a brilliant offload to Curtly Arnson. That was a spectacular situational awareness. Broke the line of defense and, looked for support. Oh, there's Curtly Arnson. Popped it up to him. And Curtly Arnson scored his first test match against the All Blacks of all teams. Very special. Even though he ended up getting a red card. even though he ended up getting a red card in the end. But we'll turn a blind eye to that. It was a freak accident. Unfortunate. I hope it's okay. Getting a try and a red card against the All Blacks. I almost said it was his debut. No, it wasn't his debut. Actually, you know what? This is his second test match. We can count this as Curtly Aronson's debut, really. Even technically it's his second test match. We can count this as his first debut. Right? So, about the Springboks attack, I'm starting to wonder. I'm starting to believe that, the Springbok coaching staff, they caught wind of this video. And they're listening to Mrshowtym. Because a lot of the talking points I made in my preview video, they executed in tonight's match. Aside from the fact that them trying to shove the scrum to milk a penalty, okay, that's one thing I criticize. That's risky, because if you get a scrum, opposition they commit a knock on, we get a scrum, it's our ball. And if we try to shove the scrum, what happens if we fumble it? What happens if we commit an error? Now we lost the scrum. Now we lost the ball, right? So that's the only thing I criticize about our scrummaging. Just feed the ball in the scrum and then immediately recycle it. Another thing, Jaden Hendrickson. I am happy when Jaden Hendrickson plays. I feel safe. Why? Because his execution is just spectacular. Even though we've been criticizing this whole box kicking thingy, with Jaden Hendrickson, his execution was on point. Whenever he does box kicks, I sort of keep quiet. I'm like, okay, it worked. It worked so much so that, even Mrshowtym Mapimpi was contesting those aerial balls and he regathered. Something that we hardly see him do, but he executed tonight. Mrshowtym Mapimpi was, he regathered all those aerial balls. It's so unlike him. It was very strange. But he executed perfectly tonight. Even though, unfortunately, he didn't score a try. You see, the Springboks tonight, they were wrestling with the All Blacks in the middle of the field rather than scoring. So they outmuscled the All Blacks, they out-wrestled them, they outclassed them. All around the field, all over the field. Defense-wise and attacking-wise. Sadly, we just weren't able to score as much points than we should have. Actually, we would have scored 2 tries had it wasn't for the likes of Damien Delindi not passing. There was a moment where we had a 2-man overlap. Pollard passed the ball to Damien Delindi, and instead of him just passing it on, he wants to play hero. He wants to make a run for himself, and then he got tackled. Whereas he just distributed to Lukhanyo Am, and then it was the last defender anyway, and then Lukhanyo Am could have easily just distributed to Mrshowtym Mapimpi, and then it would have been a try, most probably. And another thing, if it wasn't for Beauden Barrett, the All Blacks would have not scored any tries tonight. Because it was Beauden Barrett, again, demonstrating his brilliant individual brilliance. There's a time where we kicked for touch, Beauden Barrett chased it down, tapped it back on into the field, regathered, and then he sort of made this goose step, beat the first defender, beat the second defender, beat the third defender, passed it to Akira Ioane, and if Akiriani made a proper pass, not a forward pass, if he just made a proper pass to who was it, David Havili, or was it Quintupaya, they would have probably scored, and it would have been game on. But thankfully they didn't, right? But again, the All Blacks are still able to create try-scoring opportunities for themselves, especially with the likes of Beauden Barrett. So I'm sticking to my guns when I say the All Blacks are not in a bad place, even though, you know, they put on a very dismal performance tonight. I mean, the All Blacks, even with their passes, they made knock-ons, handling errors, way too many handling errors. It's like, this is just unlike the All Blacks. The All Blacks were playing like a tier 2 nation for the first time. And guess what? All the teams in World Rugby, they were watching. And guess what they were saying? They were like, I smell blood in the water. They smelled blood in the water. They smelled blood in the water. Now all the test teams are like, blood in the water, right? If you smell what the Rock is cooking, right? But my goodness, that was a very, I mean, even for Ian Fozzy, my goodness, sir, you have major concerns to deal with, especially with the press. I mean, yeah, they did manage to score one try, but to be honest, that was a mistake on our part. Caleb Clark, it was twice where he just surged through and he broke the line of defense. Actually, it was once. That's when he, make that line breakthrough. But lucky break. The All Blacks shouldn't have scored any tries tonight. In fact, they shouldn't have scored any points. I was wagering on us, reaping revenge on, the 57-0 defeat back in 2017. We should have clocked on more points than we did, really. But, due to silly handling errors, Jasper Visser and Vincent Koch, that silly off the feet that they tried to clean and they just like dove off their feet. I'm like... But anyway, but aside from that, I'm very impressed with the turnout of today's match with the Springboks. I'm very, very impressed with the Springboks. Now, what I'm asking the Springbok coaching staff is, please, consistency. Can you please see more of this, please? Can we see more of this more often, please? Consistency, please. That's all I'm asking. Dis al wat ek vra. That's all I'm asking for. Please. Consistency with this type of turnout, with this type of game plan. Because this was very spectacular. This is what we want. This is what the Springboks are made of. With one call to action, please finish. Please finish. Create chances, right? You create chances, but convert into points. Convert into tries. Please? Just finish. Right? But everything else, coaching staff, you ticked all boxes today. You ticked all boxes. And special credit to, the players, individual players themselves. Sia Kolisi making those turnovers. Malcolm Marx making, I don't know how many turnovers he made. Those crash balls or running meters. It's his 50th test cap. He had to, turn up. And he did. Baie geluk, meneer. Malcolm? Good boy. No, seriously though. Very good turn up tonight. With your 50th test cap. And one last thing. I saw the starting lineup and I saw that Willie Leroux, is included. I'm like, okay, please put him later in the match. Give him 5 minutes. And yeah, came on the last minutes of the game and he scored. You know, you're in a really bad situation. You're in a really hazardous conundrum when Villaroo scores of all players. I know it was a lucky break. It was a lucky try. Just kicked it through and he just dotted down. But still, someone who has been performing poorly for us, Villaroo, scoring against the All Blacks. My goodness, All Blacks. What kind of deep hole are you in? Villaroo scoring against you of all people. I laughed. When Villaroo scored the try, I laughed. Like, Villaroo scored of all people. That was funny. But hey, Villy, congratulations, you know. But congratulations, but I still would not select you. I still would not select you. I still, like, I don't want you in the Springbok squad. Like, seriously. You should not be in the Springbok setup anymore. Even though he scored a lucky try, but still, nah. I still would not have you, if it was up to me, still would not select you in the Springbok squad. But anyway, that's one for us. W will take this victory. Credit to the coaching staff. I saw Makazoma practicing those aerial ball skills. I saw very good. Yeah, let's just see more of this often, and let's not take matches for granted. Let's just get out there and clock as many points as we can. And if we're leading halftime, please let's not say, okay, let's just kick it out and just no. You see the momentum's going, finish them. I'm talking to Andre Pollard. Him kicking away at halftime. Now, he should have continued playing. But anyway, a very good performance. I'm happy. South Africa's happy. We're happy. We dominated the All Blacks for 80 minutes. Something you don't see often. Wow. But anyway, hey, listen. Thanks for watching. That's what I have to say for now. See you next week and cheers.